Hi, everyone. Hello, hello. How are we doing today? I am so excited to be here and to be coming to you today. This training marks season 10 of the Successful Hairstylist podcast. And when I look back at all of the time and energy that I've put into doing these free live trainings for you guys every single week, I am just in awe. And I want you guys to understand that, everything stacks up and really matters. Like, a lot of times, we're just in the weeds of the day to day of our business. We are just going, showing up, not really noticing how far we've come, how much things have stacked. And I can tell you confidently, when I started going live every week, like 5 years ago, I never thought it would turn into a podcast and we would be in season 10. So thank you all so much for being a part of this, for sharing the podcast with your friends, for sending me the messages about how much it impacts you. It keeps me going and it fuels my soul to know that it's making a difference. And I really, really love you all so much and appreciate it. So, to kick off the season, I wanted to pick a huge topic that is quite literally the number one question that I get asked on a regular basis, which is, how do I turn my followers into booked appointments, right? Like, how do I actually monetize my Instagram? How do I use all of this energy that I'm putting out into my marketing strategy to actually see sales, get new clients, and all of that? And I know where this question comes from because, again, we're in the weeds, we are in the day to day of our business, and it quite literally feels like we are doing absolutely everything we can. And on the other end, getting frustrated because none of it is paying off, right? We aren't seeing that direct benefit. And one of the things I think too is that as hairstylists, we are very used to instant gratification, okay? There is nothing more satisfying, no career more satisfying than having someone walk in looking one way and walking out quite literally looking like the best version of themselves. Like, it is so satisfying. And we really get that immediate sense of, we did a good job. We're getting that direct feedback. It is so fulfilling. So, yeah, when we're then working on something like marketing, which is a lot more abstract, it's a lot more intangible, it can be frustrating. How do I know if my strategy is working? How can I actually use my social media to book actual appointments? All of that. So today we are going to be diving into this question. And before we get started, though, I am going to do something new where every single live training, I am going to share some reviews and some exciting things happening with the hairstylist that I'm working with or that I have worked with. And I'm doing this for a couple of reasons. So, the main reason I want to share these reviews, these testimonials, these experiences with you is because we can get discouraged, right? Like I was just saying, when it is not an instant gratification situation, when we feel like we're putting out all this energy just to have our week fall apart, just to look ahead 2 weeks and have nothing on our books, it can be soul crushing. So I share these little stories and experiences with you to keep you focused on the big picture. There are people out there right now. There are hairstylists out there right now in April, almost May of 2024, that have less privilege than you, that have less opportunity than you, that have less skill than you, who are doing better, who are kicking ass. And I say that because it is possible. I always want you to cling to hope and cling to the possibility of having the career that you want. Because as soon as we start to feel hopeless, as soon as we start to feel like things are never going to change, it's the economy, it's everything out of our control is the reason for where we are. That is when our dreams fall apart. That is when discouragement takes over our entire heart, right? Like, I want to fan your flame. I want to empower you so much that you feel this unstoppable purpose of, I can and I will make this happen. And it is unfolding right now. And every day I am closer to my dream. And every day new clients are finding me. People out there making it happen. Why not me? Okay. Why not you? You can do this. And I say it all the time, but there has literally never been a better time to be a business owner behind the chair, getting new clients, giving luxury experiences, building this business. Like, there has never been a better time. There has never been a more even playing field between you in whatever circumstance you're in and the other salon down the street. Like, it has never been this equal. It is for the taking, okay? It is for the taking. You just have to be willing. You just have to be willing, have the support, have that courage in your spirit in order to make it happen, okay? So this is a review from my client, Kim. Kim started working with me, and within 3 days, really you're going to see it was like 2 days because she started on Tuesday, and then this client booked by Thursday. Okay. So 2 to 3 days of working in the methods and luxury client method, she had booked a full balayage and haircut client. Okay. And it ended up being a $250 ticket, and the woman tipped $100. Okay. She got this client on Instagram, and just from started on Tuesday, booked her on Thursday, made $350. Okay. There are high-end clients out there waiting to book with you. They might already be following you, which is why today's conversation gets me so excited, because sometimes the people are already there. We just haven't been being proactive in ways I'm going to share with you today to make it happen. So congratulations, Kim. Like, you always make me proud. And like, we are all sitting here rooting for you. We are all inspired by you. And we're ready to spread that and make, hopefully get everybody to start seeing those results, seeing what is actually like out there for them, what they are capable of. Like, you guys can do this. Okay. Don't listen to the noise. Don't listen to the noise. Don't give in to the fear. Don't give in to the excuses. All right. So that was my little rant. And now we are going to get into the super practical details on how to turn followers into booked appointments. Okay. So I am going to share 3 different ways that you can do this. All right. And I feel nervous when I talk about this stuff, because I understand that what you have been doing is very personal. Okay. Like, I don't take it for granted, and I don't doubt in any way that you have been pouring your all into what you're doing, that you have been showing up the best that you know how to show up right now, and you've been pouring yourself into it. Okay. I don't doubt that for for a second. But the first step is that you really have to be open, and you really have to accept that if what you've been doing was working, you would have different results right now, right? You have to accept that if what you were already doing, if what you knew so well, if your current way of showing up and posting and doing stories and how you interact with other people and the followers that you're getting, if all of that was working for you right now, most likely you wouldn't have even hit play on this episode. And so really the first of 3, so if you can do this one, you are already on your way, is that we really just need to admit to ourselves compassionately, with compassion, that what we've been doing hasn't been working. Okay. Maybe what worked in 2020 or what worked in 2016 or whenever you got started in the industry isn't working anymore. Right. And that happens. Consumer behavior changes. The industry evolves. If you guys even just think about color in general, I mean, the color that was the color services that we did in 2009 when I got into the industry versus the color services that we are doing now, on a regular basis are so different. And so obviously, the way that we're showing up, the pricing, everything like that is going to be different. So step number one to turning your followers into booked appointments is just admitting that what you've been doing hasn't been working and deciding right now, just sitting there and deciding like, okay, I am going to be open to a new way of doing things, because if what I knew and my way worked, it would be working. So, you know what, Ren, that's fine. I'm going to be open minded with this conversation today. And I'm ready to turn a new leaf and not cling to what's comfortable, not cling to what I know and what feels safe to me, but I am going to be open. Okay. And the fun thing is that we are not even doing anything scary. Like, that is the best part. I know some things can feel uncomfortable or can get like a pit in your stomach, but really, I'm like, nothing with marketing is going to be scary, life and death, none of that. Okay, so step one, I hope that you all did it. I also want you guys to know that a lot of people really won't do that. I'm sure there are people right now who are listening who just shut the podcast off, right? They just, or, turned YouTube off from watching. They're just like, you know what? No, Ren does not know what she's talking about. And that is okay, right? They are on their own journey. But I'm telling you guys, Kim, who booked that $350 client in 2 days of implementing this. Imagine if she booked that client every 2 days and rebooked all of them. She's fully booked, y'all. Like that, right? They are open-minded. They take action. They are not overthinking it. They are not perfectionisting everything. They are just taking action and trying and experimenting, right? That's the attitude that I want you guys to be going into this training, but also future trainings with, okay? Quick action takers. Okay, so the second thing that I want you guys to do, and this is more hands-on, right? We did the emotional part. We admitted we have a problem and we need to change, okay? So now we are going to roll up our sleeves and get to work. So one of the biggest reasons why we don't turn our followers into booked appointments, one of the biggest reasons, and one of the ones we tend to overlook the most, is that we don't actually have the right people following us. We don't have the right people following us. So even if you were doing everything right to turn your followers into booked appointments, you're, creating opportunities, you're breaking the ice, you are in a beautiful conversation with your audience currently. Even if you were doing that, if the wrong people are following you, if it's people in other states, if it's other hairstylists, you're not going to make any money from that, right? You're not going to book any appointments. You're not going to pay for your vacation. None of that is going to happen if you don't have the right people. So what we're going to do is we are going to do a follower audit. All right. So here's what this looks like. I want you to go through. So go to your profile. I'll just do this with you for those of you that are watching the video here. So go ahead and open up Instagram and go to your followers. Okay, it's pulling mine up. And what I want you to do is just the first 40 people that are there, which tend to be the people who followed you the most recently. The first 40 people, or however many you want to do, the more the better, right? The more data you can see, the better. I want you to take note of them. So what this looks like is when somebody shows up, you're just going to click on them and then note, are they local? Number one, are they local? And then are they a hairstylist? Okay. So based on that answer, I want you to give them a check or a dash. Okay. A check is going to mean they're local and they're not another hairstylist. Okay. They passed it. They could actually be a client, right? And you can put a check for family, for friends, like whatever. That's totally fine because they are your local network, but local and not another hairstylist. So out of 40 people who are following you, the last 40 who followed you, how many are actually able to book appointments with you? Okay. It might be 20 out of 40. It might be 3 out of 40. But don't you guys agree that this is really good information to know? The next thing I want you to do is I want you to go through your last 5 posts, and I want you to go through who liked your posts or commented and run that same check. Are they local? Are they a hairstylist? Okay. And we are just going to see who is engaging with your content. If you have mostly hairstylists engaging with your content, isn't that good to know? That is really good to know. So get this information. Now, what we are going to do with this is we are going to make changes. Now, this is the part a lot of people don't want to do. Same with the first thing of admitting, hey, what I've been doing isn't working, right? Now, if you don't have a lot of people on your list, a lot of people engaging with you who actually are local, who could actually turn into clients, you've got to make a new strategy. Okay, you've got to make a new strategy. This means how you attract new followers needs to be updated, which a lot of times is going to be like who you're engaging with from your account. Okay, when you log onto your business account, are you engaging with behind the chair, right? With Masters of Balayage, with Beauty Launchpad? Like, is that how you're spending your time under your account? Or are you spending your time under your account looking at local events, looking at local small businesses, looking at local hashtags, local geotags, going through the different things that are happening in your local area right now and interacting with things that way? Okay. Obviously, you can see if you haven't been doing the local things, you need to do the local things, right? So it's time to change your strategy. So you need to be spending your time online from that account, doing things that are going to attract the right people. You also, if your content is only getting liked by other hairstylists, you also need to take a second and think about that. Okay. Now, some of you are going to sit there and say, but Ren, one day I want to be an educator. And I love that. I think you should totally do that. If that's in your heart, it's there for a reason. I totally support that. However, if you cannot sustain yourself behind the chair with clients and do beautiful color work and build a successful business, you're probably not going to be able to become an educator. And what I really want to like click for you around that is that if you don't know how to get clients for your local business, you will not know how to get clients for your education business. Okay. How we do one thing is how we do all things. So, what I need you to realize is that your business behind the chair is going to fund and build your education business. So, as much as you might feel like you're in a hurry to jump to that versus continuing to work with clients, I want you to understand focusing on building this business, on the journey of becoming fully booked, the journey of, getting 300 5-star reviews, like whatever motivates you and inspires you, that journey is what is going to shape you into an incredible educator. Okay. So we need to be able to focus on the most important thing at the time. If you are struggling to pay your bills, if you are struggling to, anything like that, you are going to be in fight or flight. You are going to be in survival. And it is really hard to grow one business when we're in survival mode, let alone 2 businesses with 2 different audiences, right? Which would be hairstylists for education and local women for your local business behind the chair. So when we look at this and you say, it's fine that other hairstylists are liking my content, I again just want to go back to point number 1 where like, if what you were doing was working, you would have the result that you want. You would be fully booked. You would have a waiting list. You would have people contacting you regularly to book with you. Chances are you don't yet, which is totally fine. And let's make the changes necessary in order to see the results that you want. It's a willingness, it's an openness, okay? So you could do those posts that hairstylists like every once in a while, every 8th post, okay, let's say, every 10th post. But what I need you to do, if you want to actually turn followers into booked appointments, if you want to be using your time on social media to get sales, to get clients, to get fully booked, you have to put out content for the followers that you want. You have to, and that's it. Like there's nothing else. So in the show notes, I am going to be leaving a free download on 30 days of social media posts. So this should give you a good idea of what are some things that you can be posting that actually help you attract those dream clients, actually, get the right people following you, and then you can go from there. So that is number 2. So first, we accepted that we need a new way of doing things. The second thing we did was a follower audit. We looked at who is actually following us, who is actually engaging with us, so that we could decide if that was working or if that needed to be changed. Now, some of you might have gone through the follower audit and been like, no, Ren, this is on lock. It's all local people. Local people are engaging with me. My content is good as hell. What is that last step? And then this is going to be it. For those of you who aren't there yet, though, you got to work on that part first as you implement this next step, okay? So number 3, the last thing we need to do to turn our followers into booked appointments is create opportunities for people to book with you, okay? I used to joke a lot about this and be like, oh, how to turn followers into booked appointments. Talk to your followers, like just talk to people. Like, what are you guys doing? I feel like there's this massive trend of everyone just wanting to be as hands off as possible in their business. And I want you guys to understand, like, that can happen eventually for sure. But when you are in a building phase, when you are, under 5,000 a month, 8,000 a month consistently, you're not there yet. Like, you're not ready for that yet. The more you work on this stuff now, though, the faster you're going to be there. So, like, hopefully that feels a little extra motivating to you. So we are going to create opportunities for people to book with you. Now, what this is going to look like is we are going to do Instagram stories. We are going to use our stories to actually, start conversations with people. Ask them if they want a makeover. Initiate conversations around what are their biggest challenges, what's going on, so we can relate with them, so we can make content that they really like. We're going to create posts that make that opportunity. Instead of writing, creamsicle dream as your caption, you could say, I'm looking for 5 women in May who are ready for a spring makeover. DM me the word makeover, right? Like, we can start thinking about things in a little bit different of a way. We want to have our bio set up so it's very clear. Accepting new clients, right? Like, we need to make it clear. So often I feel like we forget that, like, we're the cool girls, right? Like, hairstylists are the cool girls. You guys are hot. You're good at makeup. You're good at your hair. You have a fashion sense. Like, you're the cool girls, and you can be kind of intimidating. There might be women out there following you right now who think you are literally the shit, and they want to work with you, but they are nervous of saying the wrong thing, coming off needy, asking a dumb question. Like, they're overthinking it. So the more we can use, stories and posts in our bio in order to put them at ease and kind of take away all the excuses they would have to not work with us, the better it's going to be, okay? We can also message our new followers and start conversations. Now, this is not a big block of text that says 20% off for all new people. Come in now. Pravana is on sale. Like, That is not what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about being a human being, right? Like, hey, thanks for following. I'm happy you're here. Groundbreaking, right, you guys? Like, I know that sounds too simple, but this is the stuff that makes a difference. You can watch your follower stories and then send replies to them, even if it's emojis, even if it's whatever. This stuff seems so simple, but this is what actually builds rapport. And by the way, can happen in 30 minutes a day, right? If you are intentional with the time that you are using your social media to grow your business, this stuff can all get done really quickly and really effectively. And you're actually going to feel good about what you're doing online versus like doom scrolling or finding other stylists that do what you do and then feeling bad about yourself because maybe they're getting more engagement or they seem busier than you, or they take better photos from you than you, so your feed, you feel like shit about yourself. It's like, let's use our time online to actually build our business and to share some love. When we are taking time to message people or engage with local women's content, we are actually sharing like positivity and love. We are creating connection. So instead of spending our time, in the comparison trap or then bringing on insecurity or guilt or shame, like social media can do at times, we are actually taking back the power and the beauty of what it can be, and we are putting that positivity out there to other people. We are sending them kind compliments. We are connecting with them. We are laughing with them. We are just being present, which is what we do behind the chair all day, every day anyway. So, my last note with that for creating those opportunities is just be friendly and social. Be friendly and social. And I want you guys to remember that, like, when someone follows you, that is like someone showing up to your party. Okay. You're throwing a party and someone is showing up to your party and being like, I'm here. I want to be here. Like, I like what you're doing. And what do we do most of the time? We just ignore them, right? We're like, okay, I got someone new. Hopefully they click the link in my bio. No, what would you do if they walked into your home during a party? You would welcome them. You would ask them what they need. How can I help you? How can I make you more comfortable? Like, come on, let me introduce you to these people so you feel like happy here. Like, we would be a beautiful host. And like, really, that's what our accounts are, especially once people are following us and are showing us that sign of like, I want to be in your world. I like what you're doing. Let's be a gracious host. This idea that it is weird to talk to people in direct messages or it is weird to engage with their content is so backwards, you guys. It is so backwards. The more you can just be yourself and have someone get to know you as a human being, the easier they're going to book with you. They're going to be like, oh my God, Lydia is so cool. She's so nice. I've only, been around hairstylists that are like judgmental before, but she's not judgmental at all. She's so warm and friendly and welcoming. I am booking with her right now. I can't wait to see her. Okay. Just be yourself as much as you can. A lot of turning followers into booked appointments is being willing to just get out of our own way and return the humanity to what we're doing, which is what we all want to do anyway. I know that's what you guys want. None of us want an Instagram full of bots and AI written captions and AI generated. And like, what is that? That is nothing. So just be as human as you can be, as much as you can be. Okay, so those are the 3 steps to turn followers into booked appointments. A very quick recap on that is number 1, we are going to admit that what we've been doing isn't working, and we are going to be open to a brand new way of doing things. Number 2, we are going to audit who our audience actually is, who is following us, who is liking and engaging with our content. And if we need to make changes, we are going to make quick changes. We are going to creatively problem solve how to get more of the right people following us, how to put out more content that the right people want to see. And we're going to switch that all around ASAP. And then number 3, we are going to create opportunities for people to book with us, create opportunities for people to connect with us, and go from there. If you guys can do these 3 things, I promise you it really will make a difference. I know a lot of these podcast episodes, these live trainings, these things that you guys go to, these, if you guys go to like master classes and workshops and webinars, I know a lot of stuff can just seem like, what does that actually look like? What does that actually mean for me? This isn't even resonating. I have no idea what that even means. But these 3 things, literally, I have seen it happen. These can make such a big difference. And I want you to be empowered. I said this last time when I shared the $1 Facebook ad for hairstylists, that it's like, I'm cool with telling you guys all the dirt. Like, I will give you guys everything that you need, because our whole industry is better when we get to show up empowered and knowledgeable and ready to like build the businesses of our dreams. So I love you guys so much. If you liked this episode, please share it on Instagram and tag me so I know that you listened. I know that you liked it. Share it with your friends, and I will see you all next week. Thank you for season 10. Let's make it great. Bye.